So let me start with that. Yeah. So AWS platform. In the AWS platform, what all we can see that? Game development, artificial intelligence, messaging, business productivity, Internet of Things, desktop and app streaming, application services, developer tools, mobile services, analytics, security and identity, management tools, migration, storage, databases, network and content delivery, compute, AWS global infrastructure. The platform is more than this also, because within the slide, I can show you only this much. There are so many other things are also there. But do we going to see all of the things? No, we are not going to see all things. We will be seeing only the whichever it is required for this particular certifications. So what do you know about to pass the certified solution architect associate exam? So these are all things you may have to require that. Messaging, desktop and upstreaming is not required. Security and identity, that is coming like how do you create the users and how will you give the passwords to them and how will you allocate the certain services to be allocated to those peoples. Like that, how we are creating in the Linux or Windows servers, username, passwords and all we are creating. And along with that, we will be giving some certain folders and applications they can run that. Same way, similar thing has been given on this one. Management tools, databases, storage, network and content delivery, compute, and AWS global infrastructure. This we need to understand that how the AWS has been built on this and how the computing services can be activated. That is nothing but the EC2 service. We'll be seeing one by one here. So global infrastructure in the sense 24 launched regions are there. Regions in the sense they are present in all over the world. They have their own data centers. AWS has got its own data centers all over the world. In India, I can just say that it is only is in Bombay. Nowhere else is there. Like that Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo, and in Australia, if you just see that Sydney or Canberra, somewhere it has been there. So this is nothing but a launched regions. And announced regions means there are new regions are coming up on this. 245 countries and territories are served. They are covering an entire world, around 300 they are covering. 77 availability zones. Availability zone is nothing but the data center, you can just say. 2 local zones, 2 wavelength zones, 97 direct connect locations. Direct connect is nothing but that you don't require internet to connect to the AWS cloud. Normally we connect to the AWS cloud through the internet connections only. Either we'll be using our broadband connections or lease line connections or fiber connections like that. So AWS itself is giving the fiber connection directly to the AWS cloud itself. You don't require internet connection for that. That is called as a direct connection. 216 point of presence means we can have the POP, we normally call it as in service provider environment. Same thing, we can have that point of presence is being there. That means we can have the connectivity, we can create the resources over there. This is the global presence. If we just move across with this one, we can able to understand this. Infrastructure.com, something it goes with that. Maybe this will be working. Let me check. Guess it's going. So they have a global presence everywhere. It is AWS, it is in North America, something has been shown. And the regions, US East, government cloud is US West. So whenever we are creating that, we will be going to that locations as well. The regions, it is South America, we can see it in this. These are all the locations they are present. Edge locations, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Bogota. So many other things are there. We can see that Europe and Middle East and East Africa like this. This is the locations are there. Most of the locations are Frankfurt, London, Paris, Bahrain, other thing. Edge locations are this much. Edge location doesn't have that much of a data centers and all, but still we can connect to that. And we'll see our Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific we have in Beijing, Sydney, Tokyo, Seoul, and Mumbai. Mumbai is there in India. Hong Kong region, Osaka, and China, somewhere other. It's been there. So these are all the regions you can see that here, and it is an availability zones. Availability zone is the one that more of discrete data centers will be redundant with the power networking and connectivity in the AWS region. So normally say that what is the AWS cloud in the sense, it is a data center which is being maintained by the Amazon. I can just say that. Local zones and the wavelength and the outposts, so many things, the services, which are the services are there, so many other services are there. You can see that high availability, improving the connectivity. These are all, they talk about their own product on this, reinvent and other things you can see. So let's go back to this one. So this is like the diagrams which will be coming up on this. Global network of the AWS regions. These are all the full, like whatever the all world over, the regions and other things are there in this. What is a region? What is an AZ? A region is a geographical area. You can call it as like an India or, like Singapore or Hong Kong or something. Each region consists of 2 or more availability zones. Availability zone is nothing but a data centers. So in one geographical area, means a region, will have at least 2 to 3 data centers will be there. Bombay has got, I guess, three data centers are there. So what is an edge location? Edge locations are the CDN endpoint. CDN means it's a content delivery network. We normally use it for all the video, audio streaming from this particular locations on this for a cloud front. There are many more edge locations than the regions. Currently, there are over 66 edge locations that are available in the AWS network. AWS platform, because I just took it from the networking point of view, that is a VPC and a Route 53, CloudFront and Direct Connect. VPC is nothing but virtual private cloud. Virtual private cloud, we will be able to create our own networking environment for our own, like I can just say very loosely connected to that VLAN, I can just say. One VLAN we are creating for that. Within that VLAN, we have to keep all the resources inside. But in on-premises, we'll be creating many VLANs on this. So VPCs also can be created many. It's possible. We have to design the subnet accordingly that on-premises and the customers on-premises and the data centers can be connected without having any issues or something. We can sit down with the AWS engineers to design that network for us. It's possible. I am doing that one. And Route 53 is nothing but we'll see that later. CloudFront, Direct Connect. Direct Connect, as I told you, without having an internet connections, we are going to connect to that AWS cloud like this. AWS platform, EC2 container service, Elastic Beanstalk, Lambda, Lightsail, and compute. These are all coming under the compute. Compute in the sense we are going to create the servers. How the servers can be created? Servers can be created by manually choosing the operating system, choosing the infrastructure, means like how much CPU required, how much is the memory required for that, and how much is the hard disk we required for that, what sort of a network card we are going to choose that. Raise the hand. What happened?
No. I just want to know that Route 53 is that routing engine?
It's a routing engine. Actually, what we normally do in Route 53. So because of the cloud, we are actually, everyone is having the website. Every company has having the website on their own. That website content are kept in some locations. That website giving the providers may not be giving the 24/7 connectivity for you. Okay, that website may be reaching, like for example, I just said pradeep.com. So pradeep.com may not be reachable for 24/7 due to some the people who are not maintaining the things properly. So what they do, AWS will be saying that the content can be delivered from the AWS network. Domain name will be remain as it is, pradeep.com only, but we can keep the content in the AWS network, so that AWS is giving the 99.99% something connectivity they are giving it. So the content will be delivered from your AWS network, but the domain will remain as it is. Whenever the people try to see the pradeep.com, the DNS servers will resolve with the AWS addresses, not your original content provider address. That is nothing but a Route 53. We can see that it's a very simple one. It has been already been there. Yeah.
That means AWS also keep a copy of that, or how it happens?
Actually, it's keeping a copy of that, but actually every query will be redirected to the AWS only. The original content will not come from your the guy who is providing the domain name and other things. That's how it is going on. They don't allow you.
But that name resolving part is being done by AWS, right?
Yes. We will give the DNS name of the DNS IP addresses of the AWS only while configuring it. That's how it has been redirected to them. Whenever we put the query, it has to go to that site's DNS server normally. For example, I say there are hosting services there, and GoDaddy something is there. These are all the people who will be having the DNS servers already assigned, so that their websites will be resolved by their DNS servers. But what AWS is doing, that AWS DNS servers will be put on that. So whenever people are querying that, AWS resolver will resolve it, and it will bring back to the AWS network only. and it will deliver the content from the AWS network like that. So this is been there for quite long time. It's not happened only in AWS or something. It's been there for a long time. We have been already doing that. So AWS is also offering this service, I can just say. So, but the name is something, Route 53, they kept it. So it's a very attractive.
Unique name for them.
It's a brand name they keep it.
Unique name for them. Yes.
Yes. So EC2 means like Elastic Cloud Computing. That's what EC2. We will create the machines here, Linux machine or Windows machine. And Windows has got near about 10 to 15 OSs available. I will show you that one of the small, in the AWS screen, I'll show it to you. And in the Linux, we have around 10 to 15 again. Various Linux flavors which are available. So Elastic Beanstalk and Lambda. Lambda is for like an automation, something it comes up. Lightsail is also the same. These are all coming under the compute services. S3 is a very important storage. Even Cisco and Juniper started keeping their OS, iOS and Junos and other things in S3 buckets. I've seen it. When we try to download it, it comes from the S3 bucket. S3 means simple storage service. S3, SSS. So that's why S3. It's nothing but a storage. That storage is going to be a heavy hard disk will be kept on that. That is called as elastic block storage, it is called as. And S3 will be kept on this one like. So they will have the heavy storages which are available. EBS storage also possible for to keep the OS platform and other things. S3 storage has been kept for the data storage and other things. We can keep movies, diagrams, pictures, files, any sort of a file. Either it is a program file or normal Windows Word file or text file, and any file we can keep that. So minimum one file size is a 5 TB maximum 5 TB. Minimum around from 1 KB to 5 TB of one file we can keep that. You can see the volume of the data which we can keep on that. So accordingly, the pricing will also be there. We will see the very much in detail when we are seeing the S3 services on this. EFS means Elastic File Service. Glacier, that is for non-frequently accessing, infrequent access of the storages, that is called as a Glacier service. Storage gateway is we can configure that. Storage portfolio, it's like that, it's called as an object. Every file is called as an object. Block storage is there, that is called as an EBS, that is Elastic Block Storage, that is used for OS related things. File storage, if you like to see Amazon EFS, Amazon FSX for the Windows, Amazon FXS for the Lustre, and the backup, we can do the backup also. It's all normal system admin job, whichever we are doing that, the people who are already been doing that can be done in the AWS cloud also. So data transfer and edge processing, AWS storage gateway, AWS data sync, AWS transfer for SFTP, Snowball, Snowball Edge. So many things are that. So see, if your storage is so heavy, means for last 10 years you've been created a database or something, you would like to move it to the migrate to the cloud in the sense, it's not possible through the links or something. What they do, AWS will be sending the truck. The truck will be having number of hard disks. What they do, they'll pick up your hard disk and they'll go to their network and they connect it to the local network and they transfer it with the gigabit connections or something, and they will return it back to you like that. They do. So that is some of the service also available on. And RDS, this is nothing but a databases. Databases, we are not so much, we are working in the databases. Frankly speaking, that I am also not working very much on the databases, but we have the databases are definitely be there in our every other network. RDS means relational database service. Relational database services, Oracle, MySQL, and other things are the IBM, DB2, many other databases. These are all coming into the RDS. And Redshift is being come up as new leads came up. DynamoDB, Elastic Cache, and many other databases also we will see that. We have to create a database engine on this, and we will make a connectivity between the local, like from your laptop, you'll connect to that, or within the cloud itself, we'll connect to that. We'll create a database over there. It's one other chapter. It's another chapter. We just need to see that. We will see something on extensively. I'll give you some heads up for that. No worries. So database also we need to learn. Okay. Next, Snowball migration service. This was I was telling about that. Server migration service, DMS, data migration service, like that it goes. Database migration services, snowballing its called as migrations, which we can do. 90%, 85% of the work has been done in India. Many other companies which will be like a migration will be another service which will be running always in the backend. So migration you have to do. Migration is not so easier. Once it has been started, it cannot be stopped. And each and every time we just need to go with the phases of that. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, like that. So what the customers will normally say, non-critical applications or databases they would like to migrate. First of all, they wanted to see that whether it has been properly migrated or not. Then the end customer will be verifying that from cloud point of view. Once they say okay, then the original database will be get transferred on this. So this will take itself 15 days, 20 days, or even though more than that also it is happening on this. Once it has been completely migrated, they remove the local data centers, all the boxes and everything, they will be just removing it. And removing it in the sense, resources will also get removed. That is what the main problematic thing, pain actually, because the people who are maintaining the local data centers and the on-premises, the resources are getting removed because they don't require anymore. So if it is a 10 to 15 member team in the sense, once a migration started and finishing it, after finishing it, they'll just keep only 3 to 4 people only to maintain it in the AWS cloud. It is not actually maintenance is not required because AWS is maintaining everything. We may have to raise the questions, queries, and tickets to see the problems or something. Okay. If you are having a new technology, there will be some kind of a pain will also be there in the behind. No way. So that's why I'm saying learn the cloud so that you can assure your job to continue. Okay. AWS platform analytics, these are all very new to me, like because I don't do any kind of a data analytics or something. These are all data analytics can be done. Athena, Kinesis, EMR, Cloud Search, Data Pipeline, QuickSight, Elasticsearch. The data science people will be very much enjoying these services. We may not be learning all these things. I'll be giving you some theoretical based explanations on this. It's enough for us. And IAM is a very important security and identity. Whenever you join to the company, you will be created a username and your swiping card will be given so that you can able to enter the company and you'll be logging into your services, whichever it is there. You definitely just need to send a mail to the clients and you require a folders and directories access and you require application access and you require all the routers and switches access for that. These are all nothing but called as an IAM, identity and access management. So we will create the same thing on the cloud also. We'll create a username, we'll create a password for him, and we'll ask him to say, change the password of the first login like that. And we'll keep it secret for that. That person can be utilized from anywhere else. And only the resources which are available for him, only he can able to test it. He may be able to see the dashboard completely, but he'll not be use any other services as well. Means like if I'm giving the system admin can do only the Linux in the sense, I'll give only the Linux access. Easy to access only, I'll just keep it. Like we can, filter the access towards cloud services as well. It's possible. Certificate manager, WAF, that is a web application firewall. We may not be configuring this, but we should know that. Inspector, directory service, artifacts. These are all coming under the security and identity. AWS platform, CloudWatch, CloudFormation, OpsWorks, Config, CloudTrail, Service Catalog, Trusted Advisor. This is nothing but monitoring stuff. Without monitoring, nothing can work. What normally we do, because of the AWS platform and the cloud management or cloud, like cloud monitoring things are very costlier and heavier. Because when we try to reduce the frequency of the log collections, means when you make it as a 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes or something, the charges are so heavy. What do we do normally? We'll pick up the public IP addresses of the servers which we are running, databases which we are running. We'll configure something on premises. Like a Nagios is a free tool. We'll configure it. That Nagios will pick up all the informations and it will do the monitoring stuff for us. It will be creating a ticket with the SNMP and other things. So that we can do that. But still, some of the companies are still using the CloudWatch also. We can also use it. If a customer is looking for that, we can go ahead and configure the dashboards for that. And he can monitor the CPU utilization, memory utilization, hard disk utilizations, and it can be creating an alarms as well. We can do many things. It is so huge. It's there. And these are all application services. We may not be touching this upstream step functions, SWF, that is a software workflow service, it's called API gateway, application programming interface, elastic transcoder, like this code commit. This is for people who are doing the DevOps, development and operations, code build, code deploy, code pipeline. Means this coming under the PaaS, platform as a service. Like we create the platform for the people who can develop the software things and all. They can create the entire software. They can create an application over the AWS platform They can test it, they can verify it, they can commission it, everything they can do. The developer can do all these things. So our job is that to create that kind of, the environment and give it to them. They will do it. It's their job. Okay, the mobile platform, even the mobile platform hubs is there. Android, iOS development, Windows development, something. Everything is been there. Base form, Cognito, mobile app. But these are all like theoretical things. We just need to see that. And business productivity, what mail, what docs. We can have like a Google Drive like that. We can have it like Google. It's giving the Word, Office, and other files. The same thing we can have it here. And IoT, it's nothing but an Internet of Things. Internet of Things is like it's eating everybody's job nowadays. And workspaces, upstream and other things are artificial intelligence we can do. Who is working on artificial intelligence? I don't know. Lex, Poly, machine learning, recognition. So many other things are also came in artificial intelligence. This is messaging. We'll see that SNS is a simple notification service, simple queue service, simple email service. These are all we can create that. Instead of creating a group or something like that, we can even create a simple email services for this. Simple notification service. If you like to notify some people, your manager, your team people, we can create a SNS topics and we can create all these things. And these are all the links. AWS free account opening. If you click that, it will show you that what all the free account. Let's see this. No problems. We are going to see that today. Free tier. Gain free hands-on experience on with the AWS platform, products and services. Type of offers, free trials. Short-term free trial offers start there from the date you activate a particular service. 12 months free. Enjoy these offers for 12 months following your initial sign-up date to AWS. Today is the 13th November 2021. So 12th November 2022, until then you can use this. Always free. These free tier offers do not expire and are available to all AWS customers. You don't require to have any corporate email address to create the free tier. We can even create it with our own Gmail address. I would like to underline, we can create it with our Gmail address, a free Gmail address. With that, we can create an AWS account. We can do all the practices. We can do all the labs. 90% of the labs which you can do. No need to worry. So what are the free tier details are there? Compute, we can have 750 hours. 750 hours, if you convert it to the days, in the sense 30 days it will come. Means 1 month, one server can run continuously without stopping it. If you run that same server with an application on 31st day, billing starts. So what do? We will terminate that server. We'll create the new server. Again, 30 days will go. Like that. So S3, they're giving you 5 GB for it. 5 GB of the storage, we can have it. We can keep all the files over there, directories over there. We can share it with the people, so giving the public access for that. And the same way, Amazon RDS. RDS is a relational database management system. 750 hours. In the 750 hours, what all things we can create? MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, Oracle BioOL, BYOL, and a SQL server. All things which we can create and we can practice ourselves into the databases as well. 750 hours means 30 days again. Amazon DynamoDB. This is
Is there any limitation for EC2? I mean, in terms of capacity, only 750 hours only. No, there's no. I mean, let's say I'm going to install a few servers that will exit some storage, right? That will occupy some storage. So I'm asking any limitations.
No. I would like to tell you that Amazon S3 and EC2 services are different. EC2 doesn't use S3 to store any files. That is different.
Oh, yeah, that is separate.
EC2 uses EBS, that is called as Elastic Block Store. There the hard disk has been kept like that.
That one, there's no limitation in that, right? So
no, that means like we have some free tier operations over. In the free tier, we have some infrastructure constraint is there. That I will explain it when we have the sessions on this. And like Amazon S3 is being given, storage given 5 GB in the sense, same for EC2 only certain limit of this, 30 GB, something like that it will come. 8 GB something will come like that. Not more than that we can have.
Okay.
Like that. So that is only possible for them to give it free. They can't give you 2 TB, 3 TB and all free. That is not possible.
Yeah, that is obvious.
Then you will be running your business applications on that. That's a bigger issue. So
if it's so, Jeff Bezos cannot be the world richest guy, right?
Means what we can do in EC2 in the sense, you know how to create it. You will be coming to know that what are the EC2 servers are there. What sort of infrastructure which we can have it, how to create a server and how to create a login for the peoples. from on-premises to the cloud, within the cloud. How do we create? Means like you will have a environment clean, means like you will have a very clear-cut idea that how to create something on a corporate environment like that. That is what is being done. Okay. And DynamoDB we can create on 25 GB. Amazon SageMaker, this is for machine learning. Lambda, that is a 1 million hits on this. Amazon Lightsail, Amazon Guard Duty, Amazon SNS. Like that we can keep on having it. So many windows are there. CloudWatch, API Gateway, Upstream, Amazon Chim. These all we are seeing it for the free tier, CloudFront, Amazon Cognito, Comprehend. Like that we can keep on having it. So many things. No need to worry about that. So this is about the free tier. Okay. Now let's go back to the one.
Ramana,
Yeah.
one more question, Ramana.
Hmm.
So is there any accessibility? I mean that in terms of free accessibility, can we access that SDK and API? Those things also?
Possible. Yes, possible. We can create programs. We can create a cloud formation. That is nothing but a scripting which we do to activate the services. Still free. Means if you create an API and SDK and other things, you will do it for a free tier resources we can create with. That's possible. You know,
Okay.
even see, there is no actually limit as such. Even you can create a paid services resources through your SDK and API, but still you will be charged for that. That's what I'm telling you. You know, that's how it goes. And we can still use it. API, CLI, GUI, everything we can do it through the free tier operations, but limited which can do. And this is
That means-
about your this is about your examination info. So before that, I guess I can some other services also on there. In the free tier, we have this product categories, computers, containers, customer management, databases, developer tools, end user computing, Internet of Things, machine learning, vision management and convergence, governance, media services. Like that, we will create so many things which we are creating on this. And this is about your examination point of view. We'll show you that. Solution architect. This is what I would like to cover it for you people, because you all coming from the background of network and other things. We need to learn from this point of view. Credential helps organizations identify and develop the talent and the critical skills for implementing the cloud initiatives. Hiring AWS certified cloud architect, solution architect, associate validates the ability to design and implement the distributed systems on the AWS. Who should take this exam? 1 year hands-on experience with the AWS technology, including using compute, networking, storage, and database AWS services. We will have it when we are starting the sessions. In a month, you will be learning all these things. Then again, you will be like doing the hands-on with the AWS network for at least 2 to 3 months. Then we'll go for the exam. Experience deploying, managing, operating workloads on AWS, as well as implementing security controls and compliance requirements. Familiarity with the both management console and the command line interface. It's important, very important. Understanding the AWS well-architected framework, AWS networking, security services, and the global infrastructure. Ability to identify which AWS services meet a given technical requirement and define technical requirement for an AWS-based application. What does it to earn this certification? To earn this certification, you need to take and pass the C02, that is the latest exam, SAA C02, and with an exam guide and other things. So here it is like how the exam pattern is going to be. Exam overview level is an associate. It's a 130-minute to clear the exam. 130 minutes in near about 2 hours we have. $150 is a cost. Any country we can convert it to your Sri Lankan currency something. Format is like a 65 questions, either multiple choice or multiple response. Means you are not going to do any lab over there. It is just only the subjective or objective questions, multiple choice questions, drag and dropping, and match the following, something like that. Maybe like something will be there. So you just need to go and click it up. Pearson VUE and PSI, testing center or online proctored exam. This online proctored exam in the sense you can write it from the home. Because of the corona, they made it like online proctored. Maybe in next 2 to 3 months, it will be removed. We may have to go to the Pearson certificate only. Sorry, center only. We'll have to write that. Language is offered. English is what we require. French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese. Everything is there. We don't require. We just need only the English. And the development guide, just need to show that. Exam guide, it will be showing on this one. Let me show that. Guess it is getting downloaded. Okay, let me show you that exam guide. This is what the exam guide. Exam guide in the sense, what are the things may be asked for you? Let me make it slightly bigger. Introduction. Design and deploy using the appropriate AWS services by following the architectural principles based on the requirements. Provide implementation guidance on best practices. Target candidate description. Should have at least 1 year hands-on experience. Recommended AWS knowledge, which we've seen already. And what is considered out of scope for the target candidate? Design a complex hybrid network infrastructure. Identity federation with multiple accounts. Design an architecture that meets the compliance requirements. Incorporate specialized services in a design. Develop the deployment strategies. Create a migration strategy. This is very important. Migration strategy for multi-tier applications. Then here, the exam content is going to be multiple choice and a multiple response. Has 1 correct response, 3 incorrect responses. Distractors will be there. Multiple response has 2 or more correct responses out of 5 or more response options. Select 1 or more responses, best completes. This is all like that. Unscored content. Exam include 15 unscored questions that do not affect your score. AWS collect information about your candidate performance on those unscored questions to evaluate this question for future uses the scored questions. You leave it. Initially, they'll be asking those questions for that. Exam results, it will be given so immediately. You will be getting a pass or fail only, the result. Scored against a minimum standard establishment, like that it goes on. 100 to 1000. Passing score is a 720. Means 70% you just need to take that. So you will be clearing it. Your score report can contain a table of classifications of your performance as the each section level. Okay. Course outline, this is what? Design and resilient architecture, 30% questions. Design a high performing architecture, that is a 28%. Design secure application and architecture, 24%. Design cost optimized architecture, 18%. Design resilient architecture, design a multi-tier architecture solution. These are all we just need to learn this. Solution design based on access platform, scaling strategy, appropriate database based requirement, compute and storage service based, highly available, availability zones, mitigate the single point of failure, AWS services, disaster recovery planning, and determine AWS services can be leveraged to achieve the loose coupling components, leverage serverless technologies, appropriate resilient storage. This is about the storage which we talk. Design a high performing architecture, identify elastic and scalable compute solutions in the further workload, compute storage networking requirements, and meet the performance requirements and other things which we see. High performing scalable solutions for the workload. Maybe like this is a very much of a theoretical based, but we will be seeing 100% practicals on that, labs on the AWS cloud itself. And I would like to tell you, you would like to learn the AWS cloud things in the sense, we will do the 100% lab on AWS cloud only. We don't require any kind of requirement from our desktop. Means from where you are connecting to the cloud, from your laptop or maybe from a desktop or something. You don't require a heavy memory. At least 4 GB, 5 GB is there, it's enough. i3 or i5 machines also enough. Because we are not going to install any applications inside the local laptop. We will be doing all the labs on the cloud only. So selecting the high performance network solutions, AWS connectivity options, public services, caching strategy, data transfer service, high performance database solutions, database scaling, database caching and other things. Secure application and architecture. This is coming like an IAM is coming upon this. AWS APIs, resources, other things. Here we'll do the network ACLs, VPC creations, AWS services for the external threats, like firewall configurations, like select appropriate data security options, policies that need to be applied to the objects, to the access patterns and other things. Cost optimized, automated process for cost effective means we will be having the cost calculator is there. How to utilize the cost calculator, I'll tell you. How much cost it will be coming for a monthly, like we will be able to calculate it very easily. Cost effective compute and database services, billing options are there. Most cost effective database options are there. cost perspective, scaling strategies, TCO, that is nothing but a total cost of ownership. Design cost optimized network infrastructure. This is what we learn about all these things. And what are the key tools or concepts might be covered in the exam: compute, cost management, database, disaster recovery, high availability, management and governance, microservices and component decoupling. And services and features, analytics, we will learn all these things as a theoretical. Billing and cost management, we will see this as a lab. Integrations, SNS, key SQS, we will see that. EC2, we will do all the practicals on this. Lambda, we will do that. Kubernetes, we may not be do that. Elastic containers, we will learn it. EC2, we will definitely will create that. Database, I will show you one of the RDS, either Oracle or MySQL or something. Other things which we can go with it. Amazon Aurora has been created. It's not actually free, but under the RDS, we have something free. We will see the free. Management and governance, auto scaling will do. Backup, we don't do. Cloud formation, definitely is nothing but a CLI cloud formation, like a script, we'll have to write it. I'll show you. Cloud trial, we will do that. Cloud watch, we do. So many other things will be going with that kind of theoretical based. Migration and task transfer, I'll make it as a project and I'll show you all this. Content delivery, API gateway, CloudFront, Direct Connect, Global Accelerator, Route 53, Transit Gateway, ABC, VPC. Most of them, we will see the labs. And identity compliances, definitely IAM, we will do that. And the single sign-on, WAF, guard duty, directory service, we'll do that. Storage, definitely we'll do all this. And this much, we have the examination point of view. Sample questions we can download and we can see that how the questions are asked in the exam. Guess it is downloading here. Let me show you that. Yeah, it's downloaded. Let me show you that. This is how your questions are there. What occurs? How does it? So we may have to choose the answer from this. Company needs like a theoretical, like a scenario-based questions. Perform a synchronous, asynchronous processing. SQS as a part of a decoupled architecture. Something like that it goes on. Don't worry, I have some kind of a dumps with me. Once you finish your courses, I will be giving you the dumps. But questions may not come from the dump, but still, definitely you will understand that how the questions may come up, arise, and how to answer that, and how to find out the distracting answers, and how to find out the correct answers on this. So you can have mostly like a multiple choice only will be coming up. No worries. So this is about the examination and other point of view, certification and the time durations. Answers are given here, but in the exam it's not given. Okay. Okay, so this is what we see. Now I would like to show you the management console. I guess everyone can see my screen. This is the management console which I logged in. StuckCrowd is my name. This is my account information. My organization goes on. Service codes, my billing dashboard, credentials, and everything goes on this. I can sign out from here. This is the data center which I logged in currently. US East Ohio. Whenever we are creating the free tier account, it directly points to that Ohio only. This many data centers are there. You see that US East, Virginia, Ohio, California, Oregon. These are all 4 major things in the US East. And Africa is in a Cape Town, Hong Kong, Mumbai. This is Asia Pacific, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, and Tokyo. Canada is the central. Europe, Frankfurt, Ireland, London, Milan, Paris, and Stockholm. Middle East is only in Bahrain. South America, it is in a Sao Paulo. And I would like to tell you, we can create the services anywhere we want. I can create in Mumbai, I can create in Hong Kong. No problems at all. But I would like to ensure the people are using the same data center only every time. Means it's easy for us to know that where we created the resources, and we may have to terminate the resources as and when we finished our work. So I would like to keep the data center as a same data center only every time, so that you will have the keep record of track record is very easier. So that I would like to tell you that please utilize the same data center always to create the resources. Support, I can go to the support center to create the cases for me. Anything related, service related, account related, billing related, anything they can do. They can even call you. You can say dial in option to that, and you can send an email. Because of it is a free tier operations, they will be responding after 2 hours only. You can go with that, not a problem. But if it is a corporate account, means it will be the immediate things will be coming. Accordingly, the billing will be done for that. Anyway, so these are all the services. What are the services which we can activate? These are all the services we are seeing it. Here it is coming. Compute, EC2, Lightsail, Lambda, Batch. So many things. containers which we can create. Kubernetes container, Docker container we can create. Storage, S3, EFS, FSX. Databases, RDS, DynamoDB, Elasticache, Neptune. Migration and transfer. This is used for your migrating your data centers as well as local on-premises databases to this or any application services to this. Network and content delivery. VPC, CloudFront, Route 53, API Gateway, Direct Connect, all things. Developer tools, this is only for the developers. Customer enablement, not required. Robotics, you can do AWS RoboMaker. If you're a robo, you can do it. Blockchain, it's very much hit in the market nowadays. Blockchain people are so many people are learning, but it's a completely theory as well as program based. Satellite, ground station, quantum technology, management and governance, organization, CloudWatch, auto scaling, cloud formation, cloud trial, so many other. We will see them. Media services, we don't require it. This is for animation and the movie makers. They can use this service. And let's come back to the machine learning, another service, completely machine learning and AI, we can handle it here. Analytics, this is for data analytics people. Security, identity and compliance, IAM, resource manager, secrets manager, like that, guard duty, WAF, many things are there. Cost management, cost explorer, budget, marketplace subscriptions, front end mobile, web creation and mobile platform creations, which you can do. AR and VR, augmented reality and virtual reality. People who are doing the virtual reality platforms. Nowadays it's coming meta. Metaverse is coming up now. Facebook has been coming as a metaverse, creating the virtual reality while you are having the meetings and all. And Microsoft Teams is also coming up. By next year, it will be ready for us. So we can stand in the park or stand in the, like in middle of the road, we can talk like that. So they'll be creating the three-dimensional environment for the meetings. Okay, that we can create it from here. And AR, they are having their own services like Amazon's Marian, like it's and application integrations which you can do. Here it is coming that network notification service, queue service, workflow service, and other things. Business applications, all we can create. End user computing, Internet of Things, game development, which we can do on this. So this is about the management console. These are all the services which you can down, like clicking on this, we can create any services over here. And we can go to the EC2. Would like to show you that EC2. EC2 means nothing but a elastic cloud computing. It's taking time. So how many interfaces or instances are running? Instances nothing but a servers. It's all 0. I created 2 key pairs on this for demo purpose. Security groups we can create. Through the security group, we will allow the people to log in. SSH, RDP, pinging, HTTP, HTTPS, like the port opening, which we can do it through the security group. Currently, I am on this US East Ohio region. That's what it's been showing here also. So I can launch the instance from here. There is no scheduled events as such in this data center currently. And the service health, it is showing that there are 3 data centers over there. It's saying that this service operating is normally, it's working perfectly. 3 data centers are there, 2A, 2B, 2C. And the zone ID is like this. Account attributes, this is my VPC. VPC means a virtual private cloud. Additional informations like this. All EC2 resources, getting a started guide, like that it so shows. And this is a limit which we can go for it. What is the limit? This much of a current limit has been given to me. Launch configuration is 200, running these services and other things. You can have dedicated hosts, other things which you can have on this. So EC2, like instance types, let me show you. EC2 instance types, these are all there. Amazon Web Services. These are all the EC2 instance types of the instance types in the sense, what is the configuration which I can have? I can create a Mac instance also. Apple Mac, I can create it. Intel i7 core processor is given, 6 physical logical cores, 32 GB memory and other things. T4G, this is T4G instances, Graviton 2 processes, means graphical applications which we can do on this. You can go with the kind of a classifications as such, compute optimized EC2, memory optimized, accelerated computing, storage optimized, compute optimized, you can see Compute optimize means CPU cycles which we can give, like how many processors which we can give on this. Memory optimized in the sense we can have some heavy memory for this. 8 GB, 16 GB, 32, 128, 256. 512 GB memory we can give that. Accelerated computing which we can have, like this is for tensor core GPUs, graphical processor unit it is called this. So memory is just see that 1152 GB. It's a DRAM they are talking about. It is not a hard disk. It's the RAM they are talking. Storage optimized we can have. This is storage optimized. How many CPUs which we can have? This is the SSD storages which we can have on this. This is completely increasing nowadays. So this is about the EC2 types. EC2 dashboard, I can go back again. This is the EC2 instance types. It is shown here. Here also we can see that. It's coming up, maybe taking some time. So here loading instance types. I can select it from here. What are the instances I would like to have, like T2 nano, T2 micro. T2 micro only that we will be using for certain services as such like this. AMIs, it's called as Amazon Machine Images. These images are like ready-made images are available, or we can even create our own operating system image and we can upload it to this Amazon. We can use it. Network and security groups. Here it is two security groups I created, demo Linux and demo Windows, like that I just created. You can see that what all the roles are the inbound rules. Like I can allow the HTTP to come in, ICMP can come in, SSH I can do that, ICMP v4 I can do that like this. So there are two key pairs which I created because key pairs are required for to log into that. Ramnath and IAM test is something is there. Launch configurations and other things. Let me go back to the EC2 dashboard. Let me show you one other server creation, launch instance I'll do. These are all the servers which are available, operating systems. Amazon has got its own Linux. Mac OS we can create. Red Hat Enterprise Linux I can choose. Operating system. SUSE Linux I can take. Ubuntu server, Microsoft Windows servers. 2019 based with the containers. 2019 with the SQL server. 19 with the SQL server 2019. SQL server 2017. Debian server I can create. Windows server with the SQL server 2019 enterprise. Base 2022 has come. See, latest OS we can get that. 2016 base with the container, like that. So many servers, operating system to choose, network operating system to choose, and we can create it all these things. Ubuntu server, everything is there. Or we can do like, if you like to create it, like I would like to tell you that always go for this free tier only. Click on this, because when it is showing that Amazon machine image, it will be showing the paid services, paid images also. If you wrongly selected that, immediately the billing will start for you. So to save your money, cost and everything, budget and nothing, like please give that free tier only. Just this, I will give you all the explanations on this. If you are new to AWS, this free tier usage allows you to launch and run micro instances for a year for free. 1 year we can run it. Filtering by free tier only allows you to find AMIs which support the free usage tab if used with the micro instances. Please note that you may still be charged for the use of certain products unless your infrastructure service choices remain within the free tier usages. This is what. So let me choose this, select. I can use 64-bit x86 platform or a ARM platform we can create. Let me go with that x86. So what is the processor which has been selected? T2 micro is a type of processor I have. How many CPUs I have? Only one. Memory is 1 GB. Storage will be like elastic block storage. Network performance will be low to moderate. This I will be giving you all the details. Number of virtual CPUs for the instance. Internal storage. This is the storage which is goes on. EMS optimized, it's not available here. Network performance, like that. IPv6 support has also been there. So it is already selected because I am using the free tier. It's saying free tier eligible. Now I go to the instance details. How many servers I am going to create? One server. Spot instances, it requires like the paid services, another thing. VPC. Which virtual private cloud I'm going to create this? What is the subnet I'm using there? I'm going with the default things here. Public IP. Public IP is very much required for us. Then only we can log in from our Bangalore, from my Bangalore PC, I can log into that. Placement group, capacity reservation is open. Domain joining the directory, IAM role. These are all, we will see that one by one in the sessions. Shutdown behavior. I can keep it like a terminate. When I am shutting down my machine inside after logging into that the AWS will terminate the server for me. We can select this or we can stop it. And stop on hibernate behavior, enable termination protection. Production servers are always given with this protection. I know, like, protection is there. Suddenly, accidentally, if anybody tries to shut down the machine in the sense, it will not terminate. It will be keep on running. Monitoring, we can activate the CloudWatch. Now we are not doing it. Tenancy, it is a shared one. I can use dedicated or dedicated host. This dedicated in the sense billing starts. So let me keep it as shared only. Elastic instance, credit specifications, file systems. I can have my own file system itself if I have something. And this is like, I would like to give some advanced details. When server is starting, like, I would like to run certain applications, or I would like to install certain applications on this. I can give the script. I can paste the script over here. While server starting itself, the AWS will install all the services and make it available for me. When the server is ready, I will be able to run my services without having any delay on this. Adding the storage. For the free tier, AWS is giving us only 8 GB hard disk. 8 GB hard disk, can you run a server? It's possible in cloud only. So this is the service. This is the size. Volume size must be greater than 0, or the 0 size of the snapshot has been used. So like 8 GB has been given. It's a general purpose, or I can go with an SSD, something like that. It's possible. IOPS is nothing but input output per second. How much the hard disk can hold it. Throughput is not available because it's a free tier and other things. Delete on termination. When the server is getting deleted, it will delete the hard disk also. In cloud, CPU and memory and other thing has been kept in a different rack. Hard disk has been kept in a different rack. OS is coming from different way. We are all making it together and making a server to run that. That's why we need to always check this delete on termination so that everything will be deleted in one shot. Else, some other things will be hanging here and there. Billing will be starting. That is more important. Next, adding the tag. We'll add the tag. I'll give a name like name. I'll say Linux demo. Can give any name. Instances will be given the same name. Volume hard disk will be given the same name. Network interfaces will be given the same name. So everything can be with the same name. It can be identified. Now the security group. Security group, which I already have it. You know, like I will be using that security group. One second, I'll show you that. This is a demo Linux 30 August, something like I given some demo to some other people like that. So HTTP has been opened. SSH has been opened. All ICMP has been opened. Let me open this because from inside, from the outside to inside, what all the connections can be made to the server that's been made. Review and launch. Now it is giving the warning. Improve your Linux security. Is this open to the world? Means SSH has been given to the free. HTTP is given to free. Because the demo, I don't worry about this. I'll go ahead with this. Even I can review this page. I can go ahead and change anything. Edit, I can edit the AMI, edit the instance type, edit the security group. You know, like everything I can do that, but I'm not going to do that now. Instance details of the storage, 8 GB storage, which is the tags. I given the name for the server. I can click launch. While I'm launching it, it'll ask me the the key information. We can create the key. I would like to tell you that please create one key and maintain that key only always. Key is nothing but like a password which you have. To log into that, we require to create the key. Just need to say that acknowledge because I already created a key. So I'm saying that choosing an existing key pair. Otherwise, I can create a key. Launch instance. Now the instance is getting launched. Initiating launch is successful. Launch initiation complete. Now I'll go down. This is about estimating the charges and other things. How to connect your instances. There is a help page is available. Let me see, view the instance. Now the instance is getting ready. This is pending, instance state is pending, instance type is T2 micro, initializing, now it is going on. Alarm status, no. Availability zone is 2C. Means under this Ohio, it is a 2C data center has been chosen. Public IP address has been given. DNS name. Public IP address has been given. Elastic IP is not given. IPv6 I didn't configure. Monitoring, extensive monitoring is disabled. Security group has been added this. Key name is IAM test. So here I can just see all the details one by one. This is what the public IP address and the private IP address also assigned. Status is running. Private DNS. Instant type is a T2 micro. This is nothing but an infrastructure which I chosen. And VPC ID, the AWS Compute Optimizer, IAM, not there. Like this is the AMI name. Termination protection is not the AMI location. Lifecycle is normal. Key pair, this is the key pair which I used to create the server. With the same key pair, I need to use to log into that. Like these are all there. Then I will see the security. Security is nothing but IAM role and other things. Yeah. Inbound rules it is showing. ACL, networking, IP address information are shown here. Storage, that is an 8 GB something is a status checks. Now it has been getting ready. System status check, instance status check. System means to connect to that AWS services, means the AWS system is getting ready. Instance means the server is getting ready. Now they are still initializing. It may take some more time. Windows will take at least 3 to 4 minutes. Linux will take at least 2 minutes. Monitoring, we can have some certain monitoring on this. It's possible, but currently it is not running as such, so it's not going. Tags, you can have no tags as such. Oh, sorry, Linux demo I given it. Monitoring, it's still not started. Anyway, details, it is coming up now. So it's coming, rotating. Like, roll it bigger. CPU utilization, status check fail. Sorry, let me give that. Network in and out, network packets, CPU usage, other things will be shown. So still it is getting ready now. Let's see that. Here it has come like initializing. I just need to see that refreshing this page from here. I can do this. 2 checks passed. So I need to pick up that IP. I'll take this IP, then I will start my putty. I'll paste this IP over here. Then I have to give that key, authentication. I need to search for the key where it has been there. AWS. Okay, this key is found. Luckily, I found this key. Okay, let me log into the server. Now I am logging. It will be asking me that I need to confirm that security alert. I just say yes. Then I log into that. The default username is EC2 user. Password is not required because we given the key for this. This is a Linux system. I can just say uname the command. It's a Linux. Uname all. I am quite good in the Linux, so please don't see in that way because I've been working for Linux for last 10 years. So uname A, sorry, not all. Uname A. Linux. This is the IP address and other things are given for this. This is the infrastructure 8664 and a GNU Linux. It's something like that. It's the hostname CTL. Let me see whether it is running here. Yeah, it is showing me hostname CTL. Means it is a computer virtual machine. It is chassis and virtualization is a Zen. Operating system is Amazon Linux 2. What is the kernel? Kernel is a 4.14. That is a kernel version of this. I can run certain other commands as well. Date. What is the date today? It is November 13. I can say calendar. This is November 20, 2021. This is the 13th is a cal -3. That will be giving me the 3 months calendar for this. Cal -y, I can say 1 year calendar will be shown. So these are all very basic commands which I shown that. And let me show you the clearing and all these things. Then let me show you like, so I'll become the root to install certain applications. Let me install a HTTPD server. That is nothing but a web server I'll install. HTTPD -y means I am installing the web server on this. And let me start that service itself. Systemctl start HTTP and systemctl status HTTP. It will be showing that this is an active running. The server is running, service is running. HTTPD means Hypertext Transform Protocol daemon. Daemon is nothing but a service. I need to create a web page for my server. So let me go to this directory, www.html. Then I will create here nano index.html. So I will use my scripting knowledge. Please don't worry, I will teach you all these things. Welcome all SLT for AWS Solo Arc demo on 13th November 21. Thanks. Thanks and learn more from me. Of course, it's from me only. Definitely, I will not leave you guys. Okay, I will close this as like /h1. I can give it, and I'll close it on the HTML also. HTML. So let me save and come out. Would like to see this index.html. We'll show you this. So now the page has been created. Now I just need to go to the folder like some other application. I just go here, then I'll type it, I'll say enter. Wow, great, nice, easy. Welcome all my SL team for the architect demo on 13th November. Thanks, learn more from me. So I have created one server, and if you go back to the EC2 dashboard, it will be showing me that one server is, one second. It will be showing that one server is running, instance one is running, and instances one is being created. Key pair and security group and volumes. Volume is nothing but a hard disk. One hard disk being utilized. I can go back to this instances again to see that what is the servers running like that. Like that, I can create the Windows server. I can create databases. I can create this bucket, S3 bucket, and other things you can create. Let me show you that S3 here. I can search and go from here like this. You can create S3 like this. It goes to that S3 management console. It's a bit slow. I don't know why. Okay. Here I can create the buckets. Create a bucket and you can put on that. It's all shown here. Learn more like this. So access points, Lambda access point, multi-region. So many things I can do that like this. So let me go back to the EC2 dashboard. Welcome back. These are all the instances which are running on this. So that's all I have to offer it to you today as a demonstration. And please don't fear to touch the cloud. It's very easy to learn because I will be taking the whole session with GUI based. Initially we'll go. Along with, I will be giving you CLI as well as API and SDK. In the API and SDK, S3 API SDK is and Lambda, which we will be seeing something Python programming along with that. And I'll be showing you the Perl programming as well. Don't afraid of touching the Perl, API, SDKs, CLIs, CloudFormation, JSON scripting, and other things. I will be teaching you from the scratch. It's very easy for you to learn it. That's how I learned it. That's what I would like to say that. So we will see that everything will be given to the proper percentage. GUI around 70%, CLI around 20%, SDA, API and SDK and other thing, CloudFormation, template creations, scripting, and everything. I'll be taking that for around 10 to 15% on this. Like we will see everything, whatever it is required for you to know to start with the AWS programming stuff, AWS GUI stuff, AWS networking creations, VPC creations, all other services activations under the free tier. We'll show you all these things. And initially we will be creating the account for each and every one. That itself will be taking at least 1 or 2 days because we have to follow the same steps. Else you will be ending up creating the corporate account for that. So that will be a problematic. I will be helping you in creating the account with putting the proper, I would like to require your credit card and debit card, which is working and the transactions are made. Banking transactions, the bank is not actually limiting your card or something like that is required. So it's just an initial thing. Like you just need to give it. So after that, there won't be any billing. I would like to ensure you that once you finishing the course, you may be spending around Indian rupee, I can just say around 25 to 50 rupees only you'll be spending. I will make sure that you are not overspending on creating services in the AWS. I will make it sure. I will be giving you proper suggestions, advices, warnings, whatever it may be. I'll just give it time to time. So you will not able to, you will not be going to create anything which is unnecessary for you. If you follow my instructions properly, you will be able to do the thing what is required only for us. So this is about the demonstration which I given you. Okay, let us go ahead and we will terminate this service. It's not required anymore. It's terminating. Once you terminate the service server, in the sense, you will not be able to log in back again. Whatever the data which was there, everything will be lost. We have to take a proper backup to before terminating. In production, termination may not be there at all. I can just say that. Maybe like once a project has been over, customer is not willing to continue with the AWS services, or they would like to migrate it to the different services, different servers, high capacity servers. In the sense, we may delete the service, terminate the service on this. Now it is shutting down, then it will get terminated. It's terminated. Now it's completely gone. Let me go back to the EC2 dashboard. We'll see that running instances will be 0, but this instance will be showing 1, because this instance will go like a garbage collection. They will do it after 2 to 3 hours in your own account. They will remove it from your account itself. Then after 2 hours, if you see that, it will be 0. So this is most important. Instance running should be 0, volume should be 0. If it is there, you are free to go and log out from the AWS account like this. Okay, Pradeep, thanks. And you can continue now.
Yeah.
Talking to the people about that. And I'm ready
Yeah,
to
Ramnath,
start I'm ready to start the sessions maybe by next week itself, because this week I'm in travel. That's why I couldn't continue by tomorrow something. We will maybe like next week we can start the, everybody is ready. And the people who are attended the demo, thanks for everyone patiently sitting with me to listen all these things. And please interact with Pradeep so that we can arrange the session timings and the pricing and other things which we can discuss. That is more important. Okay. Anyway, over to Pradeep now.
okay. Once again, thank you very much to the guys who have participated in this. Some more guys who are supposed to participate in that because they might have some other concerns, so that's why they enjoy. But I know that some others that just text me that they want to join this session, this and that. So I have the recording. I can share with the others those recordings. And next thing, so today's session, it is totally free. Ramnath has given us a nice overview, and that is really important. You know that AWS is really important. So to Jeff Bezos to become world richest guy, that AWS plays a vital role, that you know the importance of that. So you can be in the industry without having any problem if you learn AWS. And the other thing is that other than the other cloud environments, AWS is in the topmost place. That is obvious thing. So for today's session, it's totally free. He has given us a nice overview. So that is for us to continue with this or not. And if we, I'm not forcing anyone, myself or Ramnath is not forcing anyone to join the session. So whoever who's interested in continue with Ramnath, so we have to make a payment for him and we have to go ahead with that. So whoever who's interested, so he can go ahead with that. And they Ramnath, so this is transparent. If you can give us a what you call rate and also for the entire session. And the other thing is, how long does it take, and how can you give a guarantee that these guys will be learning these things during this period, this and that? Hi, Ramnath.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long does it take for the process? Session. The training.
Yeah. Entire duration of the session like that, I can just say maybe 45 days we will be conducting. 45 days means per hour, per day, 2 hours, something like that we can have it. Or if you are taking only the weekends, in the sense, maybe it goes for 2 months or something like that, it may go for, because we will be in the weekends, in the sense, we'll have around 4 to 5 hours we'll take it. So maximum 2 months, I can just say, for this course, entire course to get finished. So I'm not in a hurry. Everyone has to do their own. And I'm not restricting the time limit also. Like, even if you like to do something more, I'm very much ready for that. But as far as speaking, if a person would
Yeah.
like to learn AWS solution architect level, maximum around 45 days it may take per day, around 2 hours. You just need to do around like that. That's the limit.
Yeah, that I also can guarantee with you there. I mean, there is no time restrictions, there is no time limitations because I had a nice training session with you that Ansible. So in that,
Yeah,
you have never limited us. So that is, I really appreciate and
of course.
thanks for that.
Mm.
So I can take that guarantee on behalf of all my friends because all here in all my friends, I mean, some of them are my BTech training, BTech students, and some are my colleagues, and some work with me like that. So different aspects and friends are here. So and the other thing is those who are interested, they can go ahead and it is transparent. If you can come up with a pricing also, I think later on we can negotiate.
Okay.
With the I mean, number of people who are going to, I mean, based on the head count, I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, if you have any doubt or any question, so I think Ramana, they can ask now itself, right?
Yes, they can ask me. Why not? No problems. I can ready to answer that. Any questions
Yeah,
regarding AWS?
please. Yeah, if any one of you have any question, you can go ahead and so I'll share the training video because I have already recorded that one.
Okay.
So you can ping me one-to-one so I can share the video. So I can upload it and I can share, no problem. So, and is it okay for me to share with them that training video, Ramana?
No problem.
No problem, right?
No problem.
No problem. Okay. Okay. So, hi guys. If you have any question, you can ask that our resource person is ready to respond.
Yes. Any question is okay. No issues at all. Prerequisites and hardships in learning, going for an examination, dumps and questions, like, and the timings and other things. Maybe like, can you repeat the sessions or something? Anything you can ask me, no issues. I'm very much ready to answer that. No questions at all. That's good. Maybe like
People
they'll be
already
having in their mind. Yeah, they'll be having in their mind. Or you can ping Pradeep or me anytime. I will be ready to answer that. Yeah, someone is raised it. Chat is coming. Thank you. We say thank you. Thank you is okay, but I want some questions on this one. Like, okay. Anyway, so if you don't have any questions, or if any questions comes up in your mind later, you can ping me or you can ping directly Pradeep. I am very much ready to answer that questions anytime. And the recording is anyway, it's available. Rerun that recording video, or let me post it on YouTube also. Like, I'll share the link on this. I also recorded this, and I'll share the link to Pradeep in the group.
That would be better. Then I also can share that link.
That is possible. That's possible. We can see that anytime. It's enough. And like, how soon we are going to start that? That will be the question. Accordingly, I just need to, arrange my schedule also along to that. And timing, we need to coordinate with everyone because everyone has to be there. So in the sessions, even if 2-3 persons are skipping, in the sense, better we will run it with the old chapters itself, not to take anything new or something like that. I will be maintaining that. So that's all from my side.
Yeah, cost is one of the most important factors. So if you can give a, I mean, rough figure, that would be better for the others to understand that how much will it be the cost, because we have nothing to spend. That you have given the guarantee that so we have to spend about 50 rupees in Indian rupees for the AWS things maximum, this and that. So I mean, your cost fee only the concern. Other than that anyway, that we have to pay examination fee to go ahead with the exam.
Yes, that's right. So that's what I say. Locally, I offered with the 15K because I take on GUI, CLI, API, programming stuff, CloudFormation, JSONs, everything I take that. I will not stop in my file and other things and whatever it is required for Python and other things, everything I'll be taking it. Like, it's like more of complete solution for you like that. That's why the charges are like this. We can negotiate. That is not a bigger issue at all. I'm very much ready to negotiate on this.
Okay, guys, then you got a rough figures at that. That means max that 15K. So I think we can negotiate that one because so if the head count is going, I mean, like let's say about 10 like, then we can go for a better figure.
Yes. That anyway we can negotiate. That's not a problem at all.
Yeah,
If they
yeah.
have any technical questions about the course or something, now we can ask that.
Yeah, please. So if you have any questions, so you may ask, please. Yeah, Rajneesh just joined. So Rajneesh, we can share the link of this recording. So that Ramanath is going to upload that in his YouTube channel. He'll share the link. Then I'll share with you that link. Okay, Rajneesh. Hello. Can you hear me, Rajneesh?
People can speak, not a problem.
Yeah. Because just joined that Rajneesh. That's why I said that. Others
Okay.
know that. Yeah.
Okay. No problems.
Rajneesh, you heard what I said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll share the link. Then you can go ahead with that.
Okay. And I would
Because
like to
you miss
know
all
about
this.
other people's skills. Like all are like a Pradeep only working on networking, or any other department also people are there. Years of experiences and other things. I would like to know that. Minimum around at least 5 to 6 years is there. All the people. Pradeep.
Yeah. Yes. And so I think each and every one of you can just take 1 minute and just go ahead and tell something about yourself. Then that would be great.
That would be nice.
for
Yeah.
Rama. Yeah.
That's correct.
From where we are going to start. Miru Achala can start because thing is you already know Ramnath.
The people who are new attended this demo can say about themselves at least for 1 minute per person, just 1 minute. Like.
Yeah. Rajneesh, can you start?
Yeah, sure. Myself is Rajneesh. I'm working in Malaysia since last 6 years as a network engineer.
Okay.
And
It's okay. So why you are interested in AWS?
AWS is a new technology, and as I see, most of the companies now is moving to AWS. Even in my current company, also some of the servers are there who want to move in AWS. So that's bring me the curiosity to actually that grabbed my intention to go to the AWS.
Okay. That's nice. Anybody else? Please speak, because I would like to know that which draws you towards AWS certifications and learning something. Would like to hear you from that. Or is it okay? Or everyone is, I guess everyone is interested, so they come and attend at the demonstration. It's nice. Okay, then Pradeep, I guess people are.
If no one is having question, we are good to close. And so if you have any more doubts or anything, so you can, any concern, you can come up with those concerns. Even you can contact directly Mr. Ramnath or me, no problem. Okay, then. Thank you very much, everyone, thank you very much for everyone for joining this session.
Okay, then thanks Pradeep for arranging such a big crowd for me. Like, so I'm very much thankful to you. Then again,
you're most welcome.
Yeah, okay. And please coordinate with those people who attended that, and please follow it up with them that whether they're willing to join the sessions or something. Accordingly, we'll start with the first session or something, and we'll finalize the figures also, like how much we are going to charge per head. Like that.
Okay.
Okay, then thank you very much. Thanks everyone very much for
you,
joining the session. Thank you very much. Bye. See ya.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.